Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous video, we have completed dashboard part of KPI management system project. If you have not seen that video, just go to the description and check out the link. In this video, we are going to work on change password and logout part. So let us start with that. Let me open the VS Code, and here we have to go to the services and user.services over here, and here we have to create a change password method and data ini, and we just need to copy this part of the code. Just copy paste this one inside over here, paste it over here, and this method will be post method, and we have to just change this one to change password over here, and just save this okay. After that, after this, we have to go to shared folder. So we have to go to this shared folder, and here we have to create a new file, and here rename it as menu items.ts and press enter. Inside this, we have to write few things: import injectable this one from core, and here we have to write export interface menu, and here we have to write state string name string type string and icon, and it should be also string role, and it should be also string, and const, and here we have to write menu items this one, and inside this we have to write state in small state, and here we have to write dash board and name dashboard and type link, and icon should be dash board, and the rule it will be accessible for both admin as well as user. So we are going to pass nothing, like we does not restrict this page for the any user. And so after that, injectable this one, and here we have to write export class and menu items and get menu item, and here we have to pass menu this one array, and it should return menu items this one. Just save this, and after that we have to move to the layouts, and inside layouts we have to move to the sidebar this one, and we have to move to the sidebar component.ts over here, and after that we have to first here write user role any, and after that token any, and local storage dot get item, and from here we are going to pick the token and token payload any, and if I go a little bit down, and here we also need to import public menu items and menu items, we need to import this one from here, you can see. And after that, inside of this one over here we have to write this dot token payload is equals to JWT decoder, not this one, we need to import here. So import JWT underscore decode from double quotes JWT this one. Just copy this one and paste it over here, and we have to just pass this dot token inside this one, and this dot user role is equals to this dot token payload question mark dot role, and save this. After that, we have to move to the sidebar dot component dot html page over here, and here we have to write mat nav list, and here we have to write app accordion, this one, and here we have to write mat list item, and here we have to write app link, and okay, sorry, by mad app link, this one, and here we have to write ng for loop and let items menu item of menu items dot get menu item, this one, and router link active, and it should be selected, and here we have to group. Let me decrease the size of this one, and group is equals to double quotes. Let me close this one also, and here menu item dot state, we have to pass this one, and inside this one we have to create a link. So a class and app accordion toggle and router link, and here in double quotes. So here we have to write slash cafe and slash comma, and here we have to close this one, and we have to pass this one to, here we have to write menu item dot state, this one, and few conditions we have to add. So ng if is equals to menu item dot type should be link, in that case we need to display this one, and it should be in single quotes actually, single quotes, and double quotes will be closed over here, and menu item dot role is equals to single quotes, or menu items dot role is equals to user role. In that condition we need to display, and here we have to display mat icon. Let me break this line, and inside this mat icon we just need to pass this one menu item dot icon, and we also need to pass this span, and we need to pass the name of that particular, or text for that particular button. So name, just save this one and format this one to look good, and just one more line we have to add it over here in the shared module. If you go to the shared folder, shared module is there, and in the providers we have to just add menu items, this one, and just save this. Now if I go to the UI of this project, here you can see there's a button. Okay, this logo icon is not visible, so let's go back over here. Let's go to the menu item. Here we just need to delete this one, B dashboard. Now here you can see our icon is visible, and you can see also the dashboard text over here, so it means everything is working as expected. Now we have to go to the VS Code, and here we have to generate few files. So I'm going to the material component, and in the dialog, right click on this dialog, open integrated terminal, and here we have to write ng generate component confirmation and press enter. Confirmation. So it will generate a component for us. So we have to go to the component.th over here, and here we have to write few things. So on emit status change new event, and emitter, this one we need to import this one from core. This one from core we need to import this one, and details any, and it should be bracket type, and inside constructor it puts a little bit of space over here. Here we have to write inject, and we're also going to import it from Angular core, and mat underscore dialog data, this one we need to import, and here we have to write public dialog data and any, and here we have to write if this dot dialog data and this dot dialog data dot confirmation, and this dot details is equals to this dot dialog data, and we also need to handle, so handle change action, this method. Let me move a little bit up this one, and here we have to write this dot on emit status dot emit, this one, and save this. Now we have to go to the CSS part of this project page. So mat h6 dot mat headline, okay, it should not have any space over here, and dot mat typio graphy and h6 and font size 18 px and font weight 400, we are going to make it as, and now dot mat toolbar, and here we have to write margin 20 minus 24 px and margin bottom 10 px and width auto, this one. Save this. After that we have to move to the HTML part of this page, and here we have to just select this one first, and here we have to write mat toolbar, and it should be color primary, and mat toolbar raw, and fx layout raw, and span confirmation, and here we have to write span, put a spacer over here, so class spacer, and here we have to buttons to close this dialog, so button, so class mat dialog dot close, and here we have to mat icon button mat dialog, and here we have to write close, and inside this one we have to mat icon, and here we have to write close, this one, and save this. So outside of this one mat toolbar, here we have to write mat dialog content, and here we have to write class mat typeo graphy, and here we have to write h6 are you sure want to, and here we have to print that whatever the message we are going to get. So details dot message h6, and outside of this one, so mat dialog actions align, and it should be end, and button, and here we have to write mat raised button, and the color primary, and whenever click on it, it should call a method. So handle, this method we need to call handle change action, this method is pasted over here, and inside this one we have to write mat icon and check circle, and here we have to just put a space, and here we have to write yes, and button mat raised button warn mat dialog dot close mat icon cancel, put space, and here no, and just save this. So our confirmation dialog has been created. So now we have to generate one more dialog over here. So ng generate component change password, press enter. It will generate a component for us. You can see a component has been created. Now we have to go to the header. So we have to connect all this confirmation as well as change password to somewhere. So we have to go to the layouts and header, and we have to move to the header component.th over here, and here we have to write role any and router, and here we have to import private router, and after that private dialog mat dialog, this one, and first method logout const dialog config is equals to new mat dialog config, this one. Let me move a little bit up this one and press enter, and dialog config dot data, and here we have to write message, and here logout and confirmation true, we need to pass this one, and const dialog reference is equals to this dot dialog is dot open, and here we have to import confirmation component and dialog configuration we have to pass, and we have to const dot sub, and we also need to dialog reference this one dot component instance dot on status emit dot subscribe, this one, and here we are going to write response in that case dialog dot reference, and we are going to close that particular dialog, and local storage we are going to clear it, and this dot router dot navigate, and single quotes clear the storage and route to the home page. After that, we have one more method we have to create over here to change password. So let's check it out. Let's write it out. So const dialog config is equals to new mat dialog config, this one, and dialog config dot width is 550 px we are going to pass, and this dot dialog dot open, and here we have to pass change password component and dialog config we have. Now we have to move to the header component dot ts, this page, and inside this we have to put some buttons. So button mat menu item, close this, and whenever we are going to click on this particular button, so we are going to call change password method, and in this we have to display the mat icons. So the password will be the icon name, and here we have to write change password in the button. Okay, after that we have next button is to log out. So button mat menu item, on click we are going to call the logout method, and here we have to write mat icon and exit to app, this icon we need to display, and here we have to write logout or sign out, whatever you want you can write it. Just save this, and if I go to the browser, okay, we are getting some kind of error over here. So it should be in, okay, so let's go to the over here, material component dialog confirmation component.ts over here. So I have to write inject this one, and we need to import this one actually. So existing Angular core. So now if I save this and let me delete this one, you can see it's building and we are able to build successfully. If I go over here, now you can see it working fine. So now if I click on this button, you can see there's a two option, change password. If I click on change password, you can see the model change password works, model is open. If I click on logout, it will open a confirmation box. Are you sure you want to log out? If I click on no, it will not do anything. If I click on yes, it will log out and it will route us to home page or first page of this application. So it means logout and change password till now it's working fine as expected. Now move back over here. Now we have to write the code for change password. So let's go to the component change password, and here we have to move to the TGS file, and here we have to write few things. Old password, and here we have to write true, new password, true, and confirm password. To hide and display the password in the browser, we are using this one, and after that change password form, and it should be of any type, and form group, this one, and you can see we have imported from over here, and response message any, and here we have to write private form builder, this one, and private user service, this one, and public dialog reference, and mat dialog reference, this one, and we just need to pass the change password component. Let me move a little bit up this one, and after that private ngx service, ngx UI loader services, this one private snack bar service, snack bar service, this one. And in ng on it we have to write this dot change password is equals to this dot form builder dot group, and here we have to write old password. Okay, so old password and null and validator start required, and we have to just copy paste this two lines or one lines two times. Just paste it over here, press enter, and we have to just change to new and confirm like this. And after that we also need to validate, like old password and new password and confirm password should be same. So validate submit. Let me move a little bit up this one also. And if this dot change password dot controls, and here we have to write new password dot value not equals to this dot change password dot controls, and here we have to write confirm password dot value. In that case return true, else return false. Save this, and after that we have to write submit code. So here we are going to write handle password change submit, and here we have to write this dot ngx services dot start. We'll start the loader, and where form data is equals to this dot change password dot value, and where data, let me move a little bit up this one. So old password form data dot old password new password form data dot new password confirm password form data dot confirm password. This dot end user services dot change password and data dot subscribe response any, and let me move a little bit up this one. ngx services dot stop this dot response message equals to response message comma dot message, whatever we are going to get the message we have to pass. This dot dialog reference we need to close if everything goes right. This dot snackbar services dot open the snackbar, and this dot response message, and here we have to write success, or we can leave it blank, it will still go to the correct response. And error, let me move a little bit up this one, and console.log whatever the error we get, and this.ngx services.stop, and if error comma dot message any we get. So this dot response message is equals to, you have to just copy paste this one, and in else condition we are going to this dot response message is equals to global constant dot generic error, and this dot snackbar services dot open snackbar, and this dot response message comma global constant dot error. We have to just pass this one. Now we have to go to the CSS part of this project, this component. So mat toolbar, and here we have to write margin and minus 24 px, and margin bottom 10 px, and here we have to width auto, and mat form field and padding 5 px, mat hint color red, this one, and here we have to write delete this one, mat toolbar and color primary, and mat toolbar raw fx layout is equals to raw, and inside this we have to put a span, and here we have to write change password and span, and the class spacer button class mat dialog close mat icon button mat dialog close mat icon, and here we have to write close. So our header has been, if I save this one and if I go over here, if I click on login, let me enter the credentials 1 2 3, click on login. If I go over here, if I click on change password, you can see we are able to see like this. Okay, there is something wrong we written over here. Here you can see that we written C in the capitals, that's why it was giving us page like that. So let's click on again, you can see it's looking perfect as per our expectation. Now let's write the code for creating the form. So here we have to write mat dialog dot content and the class mat typography, and here we have to create the form. So form group, and here we have to write change password, and here we have to div fx flex and fx layout column, and mat form field appearance standard and fx flex, and after that mat label, and here we have to write old password, and inside this we have to write input mat input and form control name is equals to old password, and the type will be also password, and it is a required field, and the type here we also need to pass. Let me decrease the size of this one, remove this one, and type is equals to old password and question mark single quotes, and here we have to write password, and here in single quote we have to write text. And after that, here we have to write the code for a button, so that will hide and show our text and password. So button, and type will be button, also type will be button, and mat icon button, and mat suffix click on click, old password is equals not old password, this one like this, and after that attr dot area label, and here we have to write hide password, this one like this, and after that tr.ari a dot dash pressed, and this in this we need to write old password. Save this. Okay, it's giving us some kind of error. Mat label. Okay, so the label should be L over here. We missed that. Okay, so just write it and save it, and still we are getting some kind of error. So change password, and it's giving us error. Okay, so this form name is change password form, so that's why it's giving us error. If I save this one, you can see we are able to build it successfully. Okay, so after this button, so let me format this one, and you can see you are able to see in the same line, you can see this one. And after this button, so we have to mat display the error if any error we see. So mat error and star ng if, and change password form dot controls dot old password dot touched, and change password dot controls dot old password dot invalid. In both cases we have to display this one span, and star ng if is equals to change password form dot controls dot old password dot error dot required, and this field is mandatory. We have to write like this and save this one. So if I go to over here, if I go to click on change password, you can see we are able to see it. Okay, we are not able to see that button over here. So let me go back over here, let me check it out. So here we did not added anything over here. So let's click inside this one. We also need to add mat icon. So mat icon, and here we have to write like this old password question mark single quotes, and here we have to write visibility underscore off or visibility. We have to write like this. Delete this one part and save this. If I go back over here, if I click on this change password, you can see the icon. If I write 1 2 3, if I click on this one, you can see we are able to see and we are able to hide. It means that it's working fine as expected. So now we have to write the code for the new password. So let's copy paste this part of the code. Let's copy this part of the code and paste it over here, and we have to just change the names, new password, and here we also need to write new password, and here we also need to change old password wherever we see. You can see we have seen at these places. After selecting it, just change it and just save it. And if I save and I go and if I click on this change password, you can see we are able to see if I write 123 and if I write 1234, if I click on this one, you can see we are able to toggle it. Now get back over here, and now we have to again copy paste this part of the code. Just copy and paste it, and we have to just change this one, confirm, and here we also need to change to the confirm, and also we need to change over here, all these places, and save this. And one more line of the code, few more line of the code we have to add in this particular field actually. So might be there will be a chance that old new password and confirmed password does not match. In that case we need to display the few errors. So for that we are going to add this one. So ng if validate submit, we have to call this method, and not, and here we have to write change password form dot controls dot confirm password dot invalid. And okay, so here validate submit method name is wrong, so validate submit, this one. And in this span here we also need to display the message, so we have to also write the message. So new password and confirm password does not match. Let's test this out, and let's go over here and let's click on change password. If I write 123 and if I write 1, you can see new password confirm password does not match. If I write 3, you can see it's able to match. If I write 4, 5, 6, 7, you can see it's showing the same error. So now it's working fine as expected. Now we have to write the code to submit this form. So let's go below over here, and here we have to write mat dialog actions align, and here we have to write end and button, and here we have to write mat raised button, and here we have to write color primary and type submit, and on click we have to call a method. So that method will be, if I go to over here, if handle password change submit, this one. This method we are going to call it whenever any user click on submit button. Okay, and after that we have to display mat icon. So mat icon, and here we have to write save, and here we have to write update date, and we also have to add few line of the code over here to disable or enable the button disabled. So here we have to write disabled and validate submit, this method we need to call, or here we have to write change password form dot valid and change password form dot dirty. So in this cases we have to call this one, and we have to add one more button over here to close this form. Or so mat raised button, and here we have to write color and here we have to write warn mat dialog close and mat icon, and here we have to write cancel, and here we have to write close. So just save this one, and if I go over here, if I click on change password, you can see we are able to see the form. So our old password is 123. I'm going to write 4, and for the new password I'm going to write 12345 and 12345. I'm trying to update this. You can see incorrect old password, I'm getting that error. Okay, so if I change this to 3 and if I try to change the password now, it will work. So if I can see password updated successfully, it means that it's working fine. So let me select this one, select users. Now you are able to see the password 12345 is stored in our database. So it means that change password and logout both are working as expected. I hope you guys like this video, so please hit like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.